That heifer right there just don't even care.
Save yourself now.
No.
Action.
Yeah.
Starting off wrong button already.
He's been on the wrong button all day long.
Yeah, well, if we're going to start off, we're going to start off right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hope everybody having a fine Sunday evening.
Camo Sunday.
Camo Sunday. Yes.
He forgot all about it, yeah.
I did. She had to remind me. She's like, didn't you say something about the second Sunday being Camo Sunday? And I was like, it's already second Sunday again?
All right.
Yeah. I was like, oh, well, yeah, it's Camo Sunday then. So, surprise.
Yeah.
But, yep, been doing good. Had us a pretty good week. Going back and forth down the highway and this and that.
A whole lot of this and that.
Yes.
Hey, Sarah.
We got a good little crowd moseying on in. Good to see everybody.
Look, Lee's in here.
Lee,
I hadn't talked to him in forever.
it's been a while. A good while. But
DC's happy. February's halfway over, and he still has 14 hives.
yes, sir.
Nice.
Good deal, good deal. Lord willing, things will continue on that path for you, DC. And next videos during spring, Lord willing. I pray it's for everybody.
DC's going to hit 30 this year.
That's what I'm talking about. Everybody's saying, I got too many bees. I don't know what I'm going to do with all this. Just a cup runneth over
Big
kind of thing. So,
Mr. Dan, is that a serious question? He ain't even thought about taking me to the beach. He's working me like a redheaded stepchild down there.
We drive past it every morning and every evening. Yeah. She gets to see it.
I can hear it.
And smell it.
And I can smell it, but I can't see it from where we're working.
She can see it from
where we're working. Inside the condo. I have to go outside, and then you get mad because I'm spending too much time on the balcony staring at the beach.
Oh, she does. She takes a lot of breaks on this job. A lot of breaks. I look up. Hey, I need this.
DC's making a new video.
Yeah. You want me to hush up?
We did get some fresh seafood. We stopped Friday on the way home, didn't we? I think.
Yeah, because we had to look at another job down here. So we had to kill some time. Yep, we had some fine Gulf shrimp. Some fresh Gulf oysters. What was that?
I ordered a po' boy sandwich, a fried shrimp one. It took me 3 days to eat that thing. I ain't never in my life. You couldn't even see the bread for the shrimp piled on top of it.
I mean, she ain't exaggerating nothing either, y'all. Buddy, they brought a sandwich.
My mouth up. I was like, are you kidding me? That's what I ordered? Couldn't believe it. It's like, good grief.
I tell the lady, said, look, we need 2 go boxes instead of 1.
Yeah, literally. Had a whole go box full of shrimp to take home.
But it's
half the same.
Some good grub.
Yeah, it was. It was worth stopping.
See Mr. Russell Cookman in here?
Yep. Not yet.
Let's say that's...
Oh, it was good too, Mr. Dan. It was like fresh out of the Gulf shrimp, fried up. It was really good.
Almost had her talked in. We stopped whenever who was it? Mr. Russell and them come down. We stopped at, there's a pretty well-known place down here called Original Oyster House. And if you want some good Gulf of America's seafood, if you will, that's about one of the best restaurants you can run into down here. But I had coconut shrimp when we met with Mr. Russell and Miss Sharon, and I about had her talked into that, but she got the po' boy. And Like I said, that dude was loaded. Yeah.
He's got wild hazelnut getting wrecked. He said pollen pond.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we was looking this morning, as a matter of fact, going to church. I had to get my snacks for Sunday school. So we went to the local Dollar General there, grabbed my snacks to keep me hushed during church. And y'all,
Yeah.
the purple nettle is,
And dandelions.
and what else? There was something else we seen. Oh, the red buds.
Yeah.
Red buds are just bloom. They are beautiful right now, blooming. Purple or red nettle, whatever you want to call them. The dandelion, the red bud. There's something else too. I think we've seen that's starting to kind of show itself a little bit. Oh, again, the peach trees out here we was talking about at the end of the last live, and they're blooming real good. So our weather is
It's weird.
cranking up, I
It's
guess.
80 degrees and we're running the air conditioner. It's been a hot week.
Yeah, pretty much all week we've had to keep the air on around here.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, we got the air turned on because it's still pretty warm outside and in here. But it's been beautiful.
Danae's texting me pictures of the snow. I'm sweating in the air conditioner, Danae.
Let me see this right fast. We'll holler at everybody right fast. Let's see, old Grayson, he got in here. Whooped everybody again. Jack and Danae. Who was it? DC. Keith Spillman and somebody else got ahead. But let me rummage through here and holler at some of y'all. Chris, it's good to see you, buddy. Barnhill Beach, good seeing y'all. Mr. Randy, Tar Heel, good to see you. Keith Spillman again. Grayson, Michael Tangway, Mr. Dennis Barney, good to see you. Russell Amon, Jonathan Stevens, appreciate you dropping by again, brother. Mr. Rodney.
I think it didn't let you go anywhere near the top.
Who else? Deb, Sunbunny, Stone Rivers. Good seeing y'all back. Hope everything been well out y'all's way. Miss Sarah. Who else? Yeah. Mr. Mike Connolly. I was going to say that about that. Good. We was talking before we got on here.
He's kind of laughing.
Yeah. Before I lose track. Here, take that back. Ziggy, everybody, good to see y'all. Thank y'all, everybody, for dropping by this evening. And we're going to fellowship, whatever we're going to chit chat, talk about. But, yeah, we had us a good laugh right before we got on, seeing old beyond the lake over there, Mr. Mike Connolly. Mr. JW was it. He's our JW, I guess. The best way to put Mr. Mike Connolly. And we was talking about, Lord, some people, the way he picks on old Tim, just driving on that poor guy. He's got to be a butthole and a half. But let me tell y'all something. We have some wonderful conversations with that man and laugh. Most of it's just laughing and cutting up. But Tim said, yeah, that's our Johnny Reb, Mr. JW, like you got to yank Mr. JW up there. But
Shane, I'm afraid you're asking the wrong ones technology questions. Maybe DC knows what that means. He's saying YouTube is saying invalid parameters when he tries to log on his regular channel.
I don't know. But I tell you this, as far as on our end, it's like I can comment on if somebody makes a regular video. Okay. As long as you don't put it out as a short, we can comment. But if you make a short, then we can't comment on that short for whatever reason. I don't know why all of a sudden it changed, all that mess up or whatever's going on with it, but That's why a lot of times we can at least hit the thumbs up button, but there's several of y'all
No,
like to
he
comment.
He meant that as a joke.
But
Mr. Mike, he said JW seems like a very good guy. We love Mr. JW to death, and we love Mr. Mike to death.
yeah, absolutely. Both of them. I've said oftentimes, I wish I could get them two together.
Yeah.
And man, you talk about a mess having both of them put together.
A hilarious mess.
Well, both of them love to fish. They both love to cut up and carry on.
Mm-hmm.
Easy folks to get along with. So, yeah.
I was trying to give Lee a night off too. Lee is constantly doing stuff in the background on here.
Oh Lord, yeah. We try not to get spoiled to Lee too much because, like I said, the other 6 days during the week, well, 7 days because he's doing Pastor Larry's services in the morning, helping
He's
him
in
out.
the background on everybody's live stream, making it stay going.
But
Russell said he can't comment on shorts either.
so it's not just us.
Apparently not.
Okay. I don't know what the deal is with that. I've even not uninstalled the app, but like updated the app back to back, and still won't let me do it.
Absolutely, Mr. Dan.
You want to get into the prayer list before we forget that? Then I'll get into beekeeping news, and I've got something we can carry on about. We're going to open the chat up, and I do have to apologize. I don't know if he's in here or not, or if he'll ever come back. I don't know. I hope he does. But at the end of our last Sunday chat, there was a younger gentleman. His screen name was Kyle, and I just called it at the end of it. It said, "Are we ever going to talk about bees?" And my remark was something along the lines of, we was there talking about them for 10 minutes, then we derailed into whatever we was derailing in at the time. But I got to thinking about that, and I should have been a little bit more open after seeing the comment, I guess, on the point of he's a newer beekeeper coming in, and that fella may have had questions on some stuff. But I didn't see it, like I say, until we about ended the chat.
Well, that's why we talked about that, though. Because we were kind of joking about how we derail all the time.
Well, we did, but
we'll talk about bees more.
Well, yeah, but just him being a newer beekeeper, I'm assuming the way he was kind of letting on that he was a newer beekeeper, and I thought to myself, well, what if that fella just had some questions? And I should have told him, hey, look, if you got some questions, we got some great beekeepers in here. People can definitely lead you into the right direction on all that. But instead, we just kind of continue to derail. So, like I said, my apologies on that end. I'll try to be a little bit more conscious to questions along those lines or somebody saying something, but everybody else around here knows us that
we always do, right?
Yeah, we'll chat for a few minutes, and if not, then we'll mosey on to whatever y'all want to carry on about. But with that being said, go ahead with your prayer list. If there's anybody we need to add to or take away from y'all please let us know, and we'll do so.
Yeah, Mr. Mark, Ed and his family, Mr. Pat, Miss Deb, Grammy Lisa's son and 2 granddaughters, Tom's wife and his mother-in-law, Mr. Donnie, Mike Tangway and his family, DC's parents, Emma Hoskins, baby Luca and the family that lost their little one, Deanna Wheeler and her son Reed, Rachel Wilson, her sister Amanda, and her niece Riley, Philip's mama and his friend BJ and his wife, Bobby's Bees and his family, Aaron Frederick, Mr. Larry and Miss Sherry Gandy, and Mr. Larry's mom, Keith Larimore, Hillbilly Earl and his family, Steve Amos's brother and mother-in-law, all the war and storm victims, PJ Hanley, Stafford Mike, Ricky Rourke, 29 Homestead, Catherine's son and his family, Sarah and her family, all of our government officials, Mr. Randy's mother-in-law, Cece's Texas Garden, Miss Janae Wood, Miss Leona, Terry Chapman and his family, Kenneth and Chris Wilkinson, Ephraim Kalunga, Terry Bertalan, Redfish's wife, Miss Janet, Kimberly's daughter-in-law, Amanda, and her family, Mr. Mark's wife, Miss Crystal, Grammy's friend Deirdre, Mr. Dan Weaver's niece, the beekeeper from the stream team, our pastor's wife, Miss Jolynn, and her family, Brian Baker's niece, Allie, Chris Medeiros' friend Jake's wife, Brother Scotty McDowell, Kenneth Allen, the family of David Milan, Steve-O, Sarah's friend Miss Dolores, Jody Taylor from the Taylor Boys Outdoors and his family, Miss Jan, let's see, the victims' families from the DC and the Philly plane crashes, and Bob and his family. What Pastor Larry and them in here?
They were.
Miss Jan, are you feeling any better?
And also for the ones of you that are kind of keep up, add to the prayer list a little bit. I seen on one of the weather channels that undoubtedly there's a tornado up in Tennessee night before last that impacted a community. And there was a couple fatalities and a few injuries from it. So keep those folks up in Tennessee in your prayers on that as well. But yes, hopefully, Lord willing, you doing better, Miss Jan. When was Miss Leona's procedure? Was it this week or next week?
It was this past week.
That's
I think. Yes. Okay.
Good deal.
She did. Good deal. All right, will do, Mr. Dan.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure you see his comment there. But into some beekeeping news, I got a little bit wrote down.
Yeah.
And we'll open up the chat. Y'all come on in. Don't be scared to hit the button. All that good stuff. But thank you everybody for all the birthday wishes this past week. Everybody text messaged and on the Book of Faces and all that good stuff. Thank y'all.
Feel loved.
It did. Everybody reaching out to me. I greatly appreciate y'all's kindness on things. I may fire some people up with this one, but boy, number 2 on the beekeeping list. And this really don't have nothing to do with beekeeping. This is just something that y'all know me, or you should know by now. But I was reading a couple hours prior to this engagement here, February 9th has been declared Gulf of America Day. So y'all put them flags in the chat if you want to. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Dennis Barney's got some beekeeping news.
What's he got?
He's got his first bee cutout lined up for this year.
Heck yeah.
That's exciting.
Good deal. It ain't going to be long, y'all. Season's fixing to crank right on up for us.
I hope it's a good one. Okay, you continue.
It ain't but 5 little details, but I'm on number 3 now. We had to take off work Thursday. We had to go get some tires on the truck and stop by my old buddy Lance, we talk about quite often. And he's like, oh, he said, Timmy, there's some bees left out there. Just whenever y'all want to go out there and we'll check them out. I said, all right, Bubba, we'll be over there next weekend or two, and we'll start rummaging through what's left and start getting things cleaned up. So we're going to be able to take a couple splits out of there, bring them on home, get everybody set up.
And we're going to be back in business.
Back in business on the bees. Then we're really fixing to start putting swarm traps up. Getting them babies ready and prepared. Because I'm telling you what, when I seen all that nettle this morning, it was like, which I guess some of y'all that really watch our videos and stuff have kind of seen the land around here. And there's a whole bunch of, we have a mix, I guess, between woodland and fields. And I'm gonna tell you that purple nettle or red nettle, to be specific, that stuff is just beautiful. Always you see a little bitty purple dots all out through the fields and everything out there right now. So that's encouraging on that end. Excited to get back into beekeeping because, as a matter of fact, well, Miss Jolene, and that was the preacher's wife that done the tasting of the creamed honey for the official honey tasting, 2nd annual. And she asked me, she said, Tim, I know that y'all are kind of bummed out about losing your bees because of everything that went on, but are y'all excited to be starting over? And I looked at her and kind of had to think about it for a second. And I was like, well, yes, ma'am. I said, but on this one, we went a little bit deeper into how we want to approach things as far as trying to make things better. And it's not so much on getting the bees and getting them settled. I feel fairly confident on it's no problem for us to get back up to, our goal, which we was at year before last, of 18 to 20 colonies is going to be perfect for us for a good little while. So we're good and confident we can get there and maintain and stay there, no problem. But
Lord willing,
the avenues that have been shown to us through some of you other beekeepers kind of open up our eyes a little bit more on some things, and where to take some stuff and approach different areas. So we're excited on that, looking forward to where it's going to take us. I've already been on the phone trying to contact some people on some other issues, and gotta say, Mr. Mike Berry kind of put things together a little bit with not this Sunday's video, but last Sunday's video of where he was showing, he had spoken to Mr. Russell Koopman as well. And Mr. Russell, it seems like pretty well was telling Mr. Mike Berry pretty well the same process of doing things. But Mr. Mike Berry just kind of put it together, gave a good visual for me of going, okay, got it now, no problem. So
we got a plan.
We got a plan, people. Absolutely.
We'll see if it pans out.
Number 4 on the list, and we seen this man in here just a second ago. Mr. Ziggy, my man.
I got a confession I gotta make to you, Shane, though. That wasn't Tim saying you had to put a quarter in the dirty word jar. And I wasn't picking on you for your language. I just meant you said the M word. You got to pay up. But then it hit me. That's not my channel. I can't say no M words in your tones.
Yeah.
But I didn't even realize you were live. I didn't get the notification on my phone, and I come through the kitchen, like right as you were saying that. I was like, "Oh, no, ain't no way." So that was me. I was just picking on you, though. I wasn't being serious about it.
2 thumbs up, my Canadian friend up there. I
You
mean,
did good.
when we got done, we was kind of in between working and listening to what you was chit chatting about. And I told Hannah whenever, we had to go to work kind of thing and leave the chat. But later on that day, I was telling Hannah, I was like, that dude was just,
What did you tell him? He's releasing your frustrations or
yes,
something.
the man was, venting through me in a sense, in a lot of ways, because it was a good chat.
You mean you were venting through him?
Yes,
Yeah.
there we go. And like I told her, I said, I hope and pray he does another one. I'll be right there listening to him as long as I can again on things. Because there's a lot of times I feel his frustrations. And I talked to Hannah about it, and she's like, just idle on down and let's just have a chat without you ruffling any feathers and that kind of stuff. And I'll bite the bit and kind of, yeah, kind of try to control myself the best I can. But when Ziggy was just throwing it out there, I was like, yes, sir.
I was at the other end of the house, and I'd hear him either holler that or just bust out laughing.
Yeah. So wanted to give you a good shout out on that. If y'all ain't subscribed to Ziggy there, y'all go holler at old Shane or Ziggy and hit that subscribe button. I think y'all like him. If you don't know him, I'm pretty sure you'll like the man. But all right, number 5.
This is big news, y'all.
It is. And back and forth on the phone a little bit, Mr. Randy Tar Hill. Just kind of joking and cutting up and carrying on with him. But there was made mention that Mr. Randy will be doing some wax dipping on the February. You had to put the date back in there, Mr. Randy. I didn't forgot what the date was. No. Nope, I do have it. Right here. February 28th.
You're supposed to be running that.
Well, here we go.
Yeah.
But we do have some still pictures. Then we're going to show a video of what Mr. Randy's going to be doing. So any of y'all out there in Western North Carolina and y'all need boxes wax dip, get a hold of Mr. Randy, and he's going to be doing all that on the 28th of February. But if we can pop up the still pictures first real quick and just kind of give everybody an idea, then we'll roll through the video of what Mr. Randy's going to be doing. Bingo.
Oh, man. You did what you said.
Oh, yeah. Good job, Lee. Good job. We had this conversation over speakerphone. Hannah was like, well, Lee was saying, well, I can put it up like this, or I can do it like this.
And then he took it away.
And then,
completely.
Bam, he put it up there. But, y'all, I think it's about a 2 or 3 minute video. So y'all stand by and, y'all go support Mr. Randy if y'all up there in them Carolinas and need them boxes dipped.
Absolutely.
I'm Randy, Tar Heel Beekeeper. I'm going to talk to you today about the wax dipping, your hive equipment, your beekeeping equipment. If you're like me, I don't particularly care to paint. You paint your stuff, it lasts you 3 to 5 years. You can wax dip it 15 to 20 years. You don't have to worry about it. Prolongs your investment. I'm going to let you know that now around Western North Carolina, I'm outside of Asheville in the Candler area. I'm going to be wax dipping bee equipment for individuals, and Hoopers Creek Bee Company is going to have wax dipped equipment in their store in Arden. We can dip anything that's new, unpainted, brood boxes, supers, migratory tops, bottom boards, feeder shims. And if you want it wax dipped to prolong the life of it, then that's something we can do. If you're interested, you can reach out to me. I'm Randy, 828-275-1586, Tar Heel Beekeeper. You can reach out to Hoopers Creek Bee Company, John and Claudia, 828-676-0989. We can take orders and get your equipment done, or you can check to see if we have anything in inventory or stocked up that you can purchase. Just reach out to us and we'll make some kind of arrangements. I got this one run coming out right here. Leaving boxes and feeder shims. We got some brood boxes and some supers on hand. Like I say, you can reach out to us and we'll make some arrangements to get you an order done. Again, those numbers 828-275-1586, Tar Heel Beekeeper. Or you reach out to Hooper Creek Bee Company, John or Claudia. That's 828-676-0989. Look forward to hearing from you.
Well, there we go, y'all.
That's
So,
it.
any of y'all out there, anywhere close by, like I say, need
I
to.
wish we lived a little bit closer.
We'll get up there. We're gonna get up there and visit everybody sometime. Well, but like I said, I'll let that banner run for another second. Anybody needing his email and all that?
Yeah. I think he must have already had to go. I haven't seen him in the chat in a minute.
He may have. I know he has to get up and go to work early himself over there. So, like I say, y'all get in touch with him, email him. He'll get you fixed up, let you know his pricing and all that stuff. So, like I say, y'all want them boxes to last for a good little while, and especially if you're into want your boxes wax dipped, Mr. Randy, get y'all fixed up right nice up there. But see what else I have. Wrong button. What am I doing? Oh, that must be Lee. I'm sorry, Lee.
Didn't work.
I'm thinking, I thought I didn't put that on the banner thing. But my bad, Lee. You do what you do, bro.
Oh boy. There's Mr. JW.
What you know good, Miss JW? But all right. I'm gonna open up the chat for y'all. Well, I tell you what, Lee, if you'll just do that, because whatever reason the screen went small last time.
Thank you.
Thank you. And y'all come on in, tell me about it. That way, I know some folks are saying, well,
That just helps listening to.
Well, all Tim does is just talk about himself on there, stuff like that.
Press
We
the
don't ever,
wrong button.
yeah, we don't ever talk about no bees. So here's your opportunity. Y'all want to come in and tell us about it?
Yeah, kitty ball.
We'll get to it.
They're good at that.
Yeah. Surprised Jasper ain't done flew his tail up here
Yeah.
trying to get a spot.
Where is?
I don't know.
I didn't see him.
He's pouting somewhere. He's been in trouble.
Did he get locked in the room?
I don't know. You lock him in there?
Mm-hmm. You were locked in there.
But-
Oh, no, he's asleep over there.
What say, Mr. Steve Amos? Good to see you,
Hey,
sir.
Steve.
But yeah, I mean, we preparing. Went out there. We got to get some frames. I know we need to get us about. I mean, we're okay to get started real good, no problem. But I just kind of got to thinking on the horizontals. If we wanted to completely pack those boxes out without messing with those Langstroth, we're gonna have to look in probably about 75 to 100 more frames, and that will set us up very good for the season. And we'll be able to hold steady there for a good little while. And like I said, Lord willing, get back on our feet fairly quick is the plan. But
It's just,
you know how plans go.
especially ours.
As best as we just kind of do stuff sporadically, or don't even think about it, just go on out there and do something.
Yeah.
But what else was I looking at? Well,
You didn't tell me.
I forgot last week because
You don't ever tell me this stuff.
the screen went.
Oh, you was going to
Crazy.
show Philip's picture last week. I hadn't seen him in here.
That's exactly where I was headed to right there, because I was like, well, I was going to show y'all this last week, but
Hey, that's awesome, Mr. Dan. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, what you got?
He said 2 weeks ago, I thought I had lost half my hives. 68 degrees on Monday proved how wrong I was. Still 100% survival rate.
Awesome.
That is nice.
Yes, sir. It's wonderful to hear.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, that's
That
good
just
news.
excited me. I was like, heck yeah.
That's good news. Lord willing, many others will have the same result. I think Mr. JW said he's holding steady, ain't lost nothing.
Yeah.
I think a couple others of you out there
That's
doing pretty
really
good.
news.
DC's doing fine this year. Let's say, Lord willing, the rest of y'all are in that same boat. Or whenever y'all thaw out enough to where your bees can actually do a little bit of flying, you'll see the same results.
Mm-hmm.
But make your copy. I'll show old Philip's picture. But Philip texted us these the other week, and
because we were going to show him last Sunday, but the screen went haywire.
That's right. Yep. But he was showing off some more crowns, I guess the best way to put this. And he took full advantage of it there. But he sent us 2 of them. This one was the first one here. Oh, here, let me take us down off that. Bingo. All right, so I'm assuming this is at a Burger King out in Texas, out yonder.
Yeah.
So somebody was hanging up them old Burger King crowns around them antlers. And the best one he sent to us was this one here. Look at that mug. Look at that. I was like, Lord mercy, Philip, buddy. You made my day on that one, my friend. But got a good little old laugh out of the Runny Honey champion.
Mr. Dan said such a self-promoter.
Old Philip.
Oh, man. Oh, wow. Keith said bees were crazy today with pollen coming in. Now it's going to be ice and snow Tuesday.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Man.
Lee said at least one of them had hair on its head. He gonna be mad he wasn't in here to defend himself tonight. Oh, that's awesome. Pastor Larry and Miss Jan said they only lost 1 out of 21 colonies, and they knew it was probably too small going in. That is awesome. Sounds like everybody's so far done pretty well over the winter.
Mm-hmm.
But Pastor Larry and Miss Jan, their weather is kind of similar to ours, right?
Pretty much from
They
what
may be
I
just a
gather
couple of weeks behind us,
Mhm.
like on pollen and stuff coming in.
Yeah, but hopefully this cold air don't, especially those freezing temps or ice, whatever y'all gonna be getting, don't I guess put anything blooming in vine.
Yeah. And Mr. Donnie was telling me today, y'all better get ready to cover up your peach trees. All them blooms, you know we're gonna get one more round of cold.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping we're done with the freezing temperatures though.
Well, how does that saying go? Is it the redbud winter, the dogwood winter, then the blackberry winter?
I think. Lee said he had tons of pollen coming in today. I bet we would have had pollen today if we'd have had bees out there.
Oh, them girls probably be dragging their tails, like I say, as much as is done started blooming out there.
Oh wow, Keith did good too. He's only down 1. He said it was a small nuke and it was doing fine until those last 3 or 4 days it stayed below freezing. DC's just having fun with emojis over there. Oh, what was it? Mr. Donnie said something. He come over here. Something on the memes.
The memes.
The memes.
Yeah, Mr. Donnie was asking us, y'all watch them memes? We're like, what are you talking about, Mr. Donnie? You know where they put the pictures and all this on there and stuff.
The meme.
The memes.
Like, man, we got one up on you, Mr. Donnie. You say
I said, I'm fixing to. One of those kitty cats just about pulled down those Christmas cactuses, and that would not, y'all see.
That wouldn't have went over well at all.
Yeah, she would not have been happy. We'd probably had to end the show, to be honest with you.
It would have been bad.
But, let me crank this, and then y'all want to smash that button and get on in here. I don't want to hear no more fuss about, oh, Tim won't shut up long enough to put the link up there. So we can talk about these.
Your feelings.
Well, it's just.
Miss Jan's got drones walking around in their biggest house.
Already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wouldn't light up.
So.
And it's before Valentine's Day.
That
was the earliest we ever had them.
Is it going to be early spring?
Incredible. Mr. Dan says blooming forsythia. That's funny, DC. Said that means 3 more snowfalls. And DC's joking about catastrophes.
I was just about that.
It would have been horrible. That was my mama's Christmas cactus.
I've been looking at the weather, just like for us traveling so much back and forth for work right now. But looking at it, we're going to be pretty well in the 80s for the next little while.
Mm-hmm.
So
summertime has arrived around here.
You know what I done? You're going to have to turn that Wi-Fi on. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, because I hit the power button when I turn this on. Instead of just opening it up to where I had things.
Yeah.
But, like I said, we'll get into, I got a little topic we can chit-chat about. We can go from there, but it's on bee bread. and getting down into the science once again. On the process of bee bread and its benefits and so on and so forth, instead of going, oh, well, they got some bee bread in there. Well, they're going to eat good for a while, you know. But I mean, I even learned me a little bit out of it, sitting there looking at it. I was just figuring, the bees done their thing, packed it in there, stacked different pollens on top of that. And once they got that cell full, then they'd go and fill another one, so on and so forth. But their process of doing so and actually turning pollen into bee bread,
Mhm.
I mean, it's no, we're going to send a man to the moon kind of science, but it's pretty interesting on
The way they put it together.
how it all goes together, what have you. So it'll be from, if I can get back to the correct web page, it'll be from the Library of Medicine, and where they actually done the research and so on bee bread and everything. So, bear with me just a second. Let me get this thing cranked back up.
You gotta find it again.
I believe this is it. There's a lot of it I am going to skip over because if any of y'all have actually gone back and looked at the different things we've been reading out from the Library of Medicine, the charts that they have laid out and the scientific numbers all the way down to algebra numbers kind of thing, there's a whole bunch of it in there. So a great deal of that I'm going to be jumping over, but
PC said they'll change the makeup of the bee bread also if they need more of one type to reach their balance. They'll use more of one type over another.
mm-hmm. It's quite interesting, I guess, in the things, especially whenever they got all this broke down of what's what. But I guess to keep from some dead air, reading out once again, National Library of Medicine, and bee bread as a promising source of bioactive molecules and functional properties is what it's under. But the abstract of it is bee bread is a natural product obtained from the fermentation of bee pollen mixed with bee saliva and flower nectar inside the honeycomb cells of a hive. Bee bread is considered a functional product having several nutritional virtues and various bioactive molecules with curative and preventative effects. This paper aims to review current knowledge regarding the chemical composition and medicinal properties of bee bread, evaluated in in vitro and in vivo. Okay, I had to look. I was like, what's the difference in vitro, and in vivo? So in vivo is just being that they studied a bug in a natural setting, in a sense. Okay. The in vitro is where they studied that same bug, but in a lab.
Okay.
And to highlight the benefits of diet supplementation of bee bread for human health, bee bread extracts, distilled water, ethanol, methanol, diethyl ether, and ethyl acetate have been proven to have antioxidant, antifungal, antibacterial, and
anti-tumoral
activities, and they can also inhibit. This is one of those science words I'm not even going to try to break down, but more than 300 compounds have been identified in bee bread from different countries around the world, such as free amino acids, sugars, fatty acids, minerals, organic acids, and vitamins. The studies revealed the efficiency of bee bread in revealing several pathological cases, such as hyperglycemia, hypo something other else, inflammation, and stress. Beef products are natural products that are either secreted by the body of bees through glands, which being venom, wax, royal jelly, or collected and processed by the bees, nectar, pollen from flowers, and resins. And in recent years, research trends to bioactive molecules of natural origin have led to a proliferation of studies on bee products, including honey, propolis, royal jelly, bee bread, and bee pollen. Bee bread is a unique bee product that is poorly known because until a few years ago, beekeepers did not know the appropriate method this product without partially destroying the hive. For honeybees, the nutrients necessary for the survival and maintenance of the health of a colony populations come from two main sources, namely nectar and honeydew, and pollen from flowers. Nectar and honeydew provide carbohydrates. The pollen provides other dietary needs such as lipids, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. However, bees do not directly consume nectar or honey or pollen. In both cases, they induce biochemical changes such as the nectar and honeydew turns into honey and the pollen turns into bee bread. The process of making bee bread begins with a collection of pollen from flowers, which is then mixed by bees with the nectar or honey and saliva containing digestive enzymes. At this stage, the pollen from flowers is transferred into bee pollen, stored in the pollen baskets in the bees' hind legs, and carried to the hive where the non-flying bees will fill the cells of the hive with a mixture of bee pollen and honey. Thought that was pretty cool. So they're making them a little mix together, making their preservative, using the honey. Then a thin layer of wax is added to protect the mixture from oxygen. That's the part I did not know. So when they got done with that cell, when they got done filling that little old cell, they just put a thin little bit of wax, according to this, over that to cap it off. Then a thin little layer of wax is added to the protective mixture from oxygen. The fermentation process takes place and the bee bread is produced. This type of fermentation makes the bee bread more digestible and enriched with new nutrients. Studies on the chemical composition of bee bread have shown that it is generally made up of water, protein, free amino acids, carbohydrates, fatty acids, and other bioactive molecules. The composition varies from one region to another depending on the honeybee's plants, climatic conditions, and seasonal variations. All these conditions make bee bread a potential functional food with distinct bioactive molecules. Then they got a picture up here showing the whole process and deal of everything going on with it, what the bees do. I don't know if that, see if I can get it up here enough to show y'all. Just got them good little low chart. What's going on around in there. I'll carry on till she gets back in here. I'll look at this chat again in a second. In the life of bees, there are times when they are highly active, such as when colonies are reproducing or during periods of high wax production. At these times, the demand for pollen rises and a decrease in pollen inflow fall or early spring, or the existence of pollen of poor nutritional quality will have a serious consequences for the colony. This directs bees to rely on their bee bread store for their needs. In this review, we will underline the importance of bee bread not only for bee food and the good health of a hive, but also the nutritional importance for humans and its richness in bioactive molecules, which protect with protective and curative effects. The methodology, a comprehensive literature search was performed October 21st or October 2021 to January 2022. The search engines Google Scholar, Web of Science, Science Direct, and PubMed were used to collect information on bee bread, its chemical composition, and its biological activities in vitro and in vivo, using keywords such as composition of bee bread, and patience, and antimicrobial effect of bee bread, antiviral effect of bee bread, and several other things that the papers collected and examined the relevance, and their general ideas were summarized. But we will rummage back through here and see what y'all got going on real quick. Hmm. Oh. What's that, Tom and Melissa? Good seeing you. You're gonna have to come back and go through these comments while I'm doing this real quick. Oh, okay.
She's starving.
Oh, mercy. Y'all's little flying squirrel's up and active, so she got to feed her. But, I know. All right, let me read a little bit more till she can get back in here. Free amino acids, and we're still in the bee bread process. Several studies have investigated that free amino acids contain or content of bee bread. For instance, Malaysian bee bread was analyzed in 2 studies published by Mohammed somebody and by Othman. In the first study, 4 multifloral bee breads were analyzed using chromatic graph separation. The botanical origins of the samples were in the second study. 3 samples were analyzed using some kind of water tag method. The results of the 2 studies revealed the presence of the following amino acids in the bee bread samples. And it's got a large list of the different acids found in there. Glumatic acid, lysine, several to rummage down in through here. But let me get past this big old chart and all their numbers. All right, the fatty acids. Fatty acids are among the most important compounds in bee bread. Analyzed in Moroccan bee bread using gas chromatography coupled with flame ionization detection, and they identified and quantified 14 saturated and 11 unsaturated fatty acids, in which the highest levels were represented and respectively. On the other hand, Turkish bee bread was analyzed in 2 studies, and the analysis and the results indicated that 17 saturated fatty acids and 20 unsaturated fatty acids were detected in 8 monofloral samples in the first study, and 5 monofloral samples in the second study. In recent In a recent study published, the Ramanan bee bread showed a content of 37 fatty acids with a percentage of 23% for saturated fatty acids and 76% for unsaturated fatty acids. It has been documented that fatty acids play a crucial role in the nutrition, reproduction, and development of bees. Owing to their antibiotic functions, such as antibacterial activity and antifungal activity, fatty acids especially contribute greatly to bee colony hygiene. Now, since you're in here, I don't know, trying to gauge through there.
Yeah, I'm trying. Gary said that's why it's not good to feed dry pollen inside the hive. The whole process of making bee bread is started in the field, and feeding dry pollen in the hive skips a crucial step.
Is it because they're missing that pass off between
I guess.
your forager coming in,
Mhm.
passing it off to whoever's not out foraging yet, and them doing the transfer and adding their saliva and just a touch of honey to start the baking process, if you will.
Yeah. Gary said what's funny is watch the bees pounding the bee bread into the cells with their head.
That was one of them, but I forgot because, like I said, I smashed the power button, so I turned off everything that I had saved. But that was one of the things that I was reading in another website of how the bees will take their noggin
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of tamper it on in there and get it just right however they want it, and keep on adding to it until they get it filled up. Cap it off.
That's a good point, Gary, but I'm not saying that word.
Which one?
Well, Tom, you must have been on your best behavior.
What was it?
He said he made it through a whole weekend with Mr. JW, and he didn't even get mad at him one time.
There wasn't no fuss between you.
He said, we're back to best friends again.
Yeah. It's good you can make up on things, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You need your buddies.
Well, what you do is you save up for next time.
Yeah.
That way, next time you can just unleash on one another. Vitamins are organic compounds. They have several biochemical roles in growth, the regulation of mineral metabolism, and cell differentiation. What?
Mr. JW replied to Tom.
Some also possess antioxidant activity, and others play a role in precursors of enzyme cofactors. According to the literature, vitamin content is highly dependent on the plant origin of bee bread. Some fellow named Loper conducted a comparative study of the vitamin content in bee pollen and bee bread samples after 7, 21, and 42 days from the same plant source. And they found that the vitamin content decreased by passing pollen. They found that the vitamin content decreased by passing pollen from the flowers throughout the 42 days of storage. Until present, few studies have been conducted on the vitamin composition of bee bread. Barker and co-workers reported that Moroccan bee bread contained the scientific name. You gonna read all that? Those scientific names? Tocopherol with concentrations of. We'll just do this one for fun. 10.5 plus 0.8 and 0.4 plus 0.5 0.04 milligrams by the 100 milligram of bee bread, respectively,
Let's move on.
due to math.
Just move on.
But it says since there's no specification for the vitamin content in bee bread, a bee pollen derived product, the specifications for the vitamin composition of bee pollen suggest contents between 0.6 and 2 milligrams for riboflavin and between 0.6 and 1.3 milligrams for some other stuff, thus allowing us to highlight the bee bread as a dietary supplement and natural source for valuable vitamins. Microorganisms in the bee bread. The bee bread is a complex product that contains different microorganisms such as bacteria and fungi involved in the production process of bee bread to enrich it with newly produced nutrients.
Mr. Dan said, Tim, just say those scientific names. It's all Latin anyhow.
You about right. Well, a lot of it, man, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's about 16 in this one paragraph that I just ain't even going to try to attempt to say. But says the microorganisms found in bee bread originate from the bee's saliva added to pollen as a raw matter of bee bread. The microbiome plays an important role in the sustenance of larvae and its adult bee's health, including in making carbohydrates digestible and providing different nutrients with added value. Furthermore, the richness of the bee bread and microorganisms can give it the properties of a probiotic product. And once again, this is where I was counting off them 13, 14 scientific words. It said a study conducted by Demove showed the following fungi composition in bee bread, and it lists all those I was just counting off, and I'm not even going to attempt to say those words.
Mr. Nan said, but you do really well.
Yeah, we're going to get through it together. Like I say, if not, yeah, feel free to go research it if you want to see all the big words. Because all I did was typed in, what was it?
Wasn't it bee bread, though, that we pulled out that day? Or fell out of a frame or something? But you could see the layers, the different colors in it. Wasn't that bee bread we pulled out? I thought so.
Yeah, because on that, the only way we was able to get the bee bread out, the way we was able to get it out is just say if you're wanting to collect bee bread, just the same way as you're going to collect pollen in a pollen trap or propolis. If you're wanting to ingest it yourself for a healthier life, it said it's best to chill the frames that you pulled for your bee bread.
Mm-hmm.
Chill those frames, then very gently, just kind of like shake them.
Mm-hmm.
From my understanding, well,
didn't it just fall out?
We was rinsing them out. Remember, because beetles had gotten in them, and we was just rinsing the frames out.
So
Okay. And when we was rinsing the frames, that's when it was a whole cell of bee bread that they was just falling out. And I wish we'd have gotten a video of that because that was pretty neat seeing. I mean, you could see just layers of yellow, then you'd see orange and
white and gray. And you could see every color pollen though.
But undoubtedly, reading this, I'm going to assume that the different pollens too, the way they mix it up, because getting into some more of this, that there's some that they'll put to the side and use it for a little bit more than what they would use a normal one for. Kind of thing.
Mr. JW is furious because Lee ratted Tom out for hiding Mr. JW's truck keys.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. He said, now I'm madder than I've ever been.
Sounds like there were some games going on over the weekend.
Sounds like it.
But how was y'all's get up out there? Y'all, Tom, Melissa?
It's from the joking going on between them. It sounds like they all had a good time. I saw some of their pictures on social media and looked like they had a blast up there. There was quite a few people from our little YouTube group up there.
Yes. Wasn't Todd supposed to make it out
Yeah,
there, y'all
Todd
too?
went, and Ricky
Mr.
and
JJ?
Mr. JW.
And
And there was quite a few. Matt and Alicia.
let's say I could have never. What? It just happened.
Huh?
Oh no!
It's still going.
It just went to.
Tom said, I never could have done that to that man. I feel certain he lost him on his own. Yeah.
All right, let me get back. There we go. That's what I was trying to do before. Whatever reason, the phone went over to that. Yeah, it sounds like y'all had a good time up there cutting up, carrying on. Do not hide the keys, Mr. Dan said.
Do not hide the helo keys.
Oh, the helo key. But yeah.
Funny stuff. Oh, I bet it was a whole weekend of shenanigans behind the scenes.
Going through here. Why are you looking through that? There's a lot of this we just have to kind of get past. Because once again, if you look on this library of medicine, they have tables and charts and everything lined out in detail on how it was studied, the way it was studied, and so on and so forth.
Mr. JW. He so pulled a Benny. He done pooped in the prize cookie.
Oh no! Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
what was that movie?
The hell.
The Help. Yeah.
I was just watching that the other day.
Talking about she gonna. I'm not gonna say the
Oh,
word she
man.
said, but she's gonna give y'all some of that pie. Mr. JW did pull the same. Did they win first place?
Oh my gosh. Matt said it looks like JW's still on fire. He didn't get it all out this weekend. Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh, is the Super Bowl still on?
Yeah. Oh well.
You is important, JJ. Oh my gosh, I'm too tired for this. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Please. Please. Oh my word. I think I pinned the link. Gary said, was there a Super Bowl? I'm still stuck on the you is important. Oh, that's the
Who
funniest
was it that said that?
thing.
Was it Matt? You is
Yeah,
important?
Matt.
So yeah, they watched it. They know.
That's been the best comment I've seen in this chat. No joke. That was hilarious. Well, you had missed the whole show.
Oh yeah. Well, while we waiting on a fella, send us a message. Let's see if we can get this back up here right fast.
What? Oh.
That guy.
Good evening.
Please steer this conversation back on track.
We're going to keep this conversation good and upbeat and positive and everything.
Ooh, I look crazy.
Hey, Melissa.
I don't know how much on track we can bring it back for you, but
Look, anything is better than you is important.
I can't believe that guy
Hey,
sometimes.
he is beautiful too.
Oh, God.
So this weekend was pretty great, pretty busy, but it was good. It was real good.
Had a good time. It was really busy though, as you can
It
imagine.
sounds like it.
Mr. Dodd House there. I don't know how many ribbons he won, but he got a few, and his cookies won best in show.
They were good.
Honey pecan cookies, I believe they were.
Ooh.
And they were pretty darn good because he left some at the after dinner for everybody to taste.
Ooh.
By the time we made it there, he had already left those. So
Yeah, unfortunately, he was.
I don't know what JW did to the cookies, but they were still good.
Yeah. But I wouldn't put it past him being a little bit naughty. Okay, let's just put that out there.
Oh my gosh!
What was this before or after the keys?
Yeah.
So he lost his, and I'm gonna say this. He lost his keys. Tom had nothing to do with any keys being lost from JW. I promise everybody on here, I was on my best behavior. I did not stir any pot yesterday, and I definitely did not take that man's keys. He seemed a little panicked when he realized they were lost. And I actually felt for the first time about this much compassion for him. Okay. No, seriously though. Yeah. He seemed a little panicked at first. And, so I told him, I'm like, hey, we'll figure this out. You can move in with me, but no, you can't sleep in my room.
To the hotel, the front desk. So
yeah,
they were found.
Yeah, when somebody announced it, they rattled off a name that was on the keychain, which sounded, I don't know, he must have had a tag on there, which was probably maybe from a dealership or something.
Dirty, rotten, dirty side, guys.
That guy. He's something else. I'll tell you what, when he's around, y'all, it's always entertaining. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
Just a good time, really.
Hey, that's what makes it fun. When you can just laugh and cut up one another and just drive on each other and receive it at the same time. You know what I mean? That's what makes it so much fun with folks.
Yes, sir. I agree with that. It's like one big family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like siblings.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
JW is the big brother.
No, he's the little brother.
Maybe he's the redheaded stepchild. I'm not sure.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, Tom can say it. He knows the matter on that end. So.
Joey, that's the truth. You never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
So just for anybody in the chat who actually may not may not know me, I mean, I would assume people would, but just if in case you're in here,
How important are you? You just assume people know you.
I am not. I'm a very humble man. Okay. I'm a very humble man, but I'm sure people see that I like to stir up a little bit of nonsense in the chat from time to time. Most of the time it's because Melissa pokes me to do it. So
I'm sure
it's kind of her fault.
But so y'all were talking about who showed up and who was there, and Alicia has posted a lot of pictures on the the Facebook No Life Beekeeping. Oh my gosh, I can't talk.
It's been a long weekend.
My brain is not working yet. Alicia,
Hey, no worries.
posted a lot of pictures on the Facebook No Life Beekeepers page. But Todd was there. Apparently, this is the first bee conference he's ever been to.
Yeah.
So Todd, Mark Miller, JW, Clay Bunner, Brian.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
it's not working.
It's all a conspiracy, I'm telling you.
Dear Lord, help us all.
Oh boy.
Who else was there? Who else was there today? JW, Matt. Well, Matt, obviously, he's
Matt and Alicia.
Matt and Alicia.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the guy that was just leaving when we were getting to Maggie O'Brien's? I can't remember his name. I'm sorry.
JW, can you help remind me who was the gentleman? Really nice fella driving that Chevy truck, I believe. And I think you may have ridden with him over there. Retired gentleman.
Clay Brunner,
No.
No, a little bit older than Clay.
you kind of broke up a little bit. You mean Calvin Shaw?
Yeah.
That's
yep,
it.
Yep.
Yes,
So we met
Kept
Calvin
over
Shaw.
there,
that's it, Matt.
southwest of y'all, about an hour,
Yeah.
I think.
He said he stays in the background. He doesn't ever come on camera, but he's always there. So hi, Calvin, if you're on here tonight.
Yeah.
Type
a comment in. This is like a big family, you know.
I'm just trying to get more dirty side guys on there so they can gang on it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what the
We'll
podcast
be
is
on your
for.
side, Mr. JW.
All them show me people over across the dirty side of the river.
Oh, yeah.
Misery people.
Missouri, yeah. It was a good time. It was fun. Like Tom and I were busy the whole 2 days, the honey show setting up and whatnot, and then the day of the workshop. So unfortunately throughout the day we didn't have a ton of time to like stop and chat with people, which kind of stinks. But and Ricky was there. I forgot to add Ricky.
That's right.
But that evening, Alicia had organized a dinner after the workshop, and some of them all got together at a restaurant, and we showed up after our responsibilities. So it was good to at least, and then we had breakfast with several of them this morning. So it was good to at least get a little bit of fellowship time in with everybody.
It was fun.
For sure. It sounds like
for about maybe an hour or two. There's Saturday. I did misplace. I dropped my keys someplace. Somebody was good enough to later on pick them up and turn them in up at the desk, and they got them back. But I thought I was going to have to drive 300 miles to get my backup keys because ain't no way you could run a vehicle without. I was in my ton truck, and there wasn't no way I was going to get it started. Without getting another key. I called the dealership and they couldn't make a key for it, so.
You said they couldn't?
They said they couldn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I called that Ford dealer out there by the
Sunset Ford.
Yeah.
That surprises me.
It's it's over. They say they only go back where they can do it with the VIN number 8 years, and that's the 14 model.
Oh,
really?
Interesting.
Yep.
There has to be a way to get a key manufactured for that truck. I can't believe that somehow, some way.
Well, they give me a key, guys. They said there was a guy that they're in St. Louis someplace that they used that would come and could come and make a key on the spot. But I tried to call him 2 or 3 times and left a name and number, and he never did call me back. But It was a weekend, so it didn't surprise me.
I think it's probably because he could sense that
And he
Jaden,
might have.
and so he wasn't calling him back.
He'd probably charge me $400 or $500 too to come on the weekend and all that.
Probably so.
Yeah, I believe that.
But no big deal. Nothing lost. Nothing ventured. Nothing lost. Nothing gained. So.
Yep, I'm glad that worked out.
Ancient history. But
I know
I'm
we're
still
gonna
gonna blame
get you a
them
little.
all.
Say
I
that
know
again?
we're gonna get you for Christmas, JW. I don't know if y'all remember these or not, but y'all remember them old keychains that if you lost your keys, you could holler for it,
We'll hear
and they
that.
would, "I'm over here," stuff like that.
We crawled. I mean, everybody helped out. Greg and Susan Burns. We walked all that parking lot and
Mm-hmm.
down and looked down all the tables. In my mind, what possibly happened was somebody picked the keys up probably right after I had dropped them
Mm-hmm.
and probably carried around for a little bit and then later on took them up there to
Yeah.
well, I suspect.
No.
I went over, I think that step that I made, after I'd taken them, because I hadn't gone any place but right there in that display area. We did step over to that,
Steak
get
and
that
shake.
sandwich over
Yeah.
at that steak and shake, but I went over there and the manager, heck, he even moved the tables and stuff and got out and helped me. I got out on my hands and knees, looked there on the tables and every place else. And
So was it actually Thursday or Friday that you lost the keys?
yeah.
Friday.
Okay.
Right.
Because they announced it during the dinner. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Because
I think you're the honest person.
That's what I'm thinking.
I probably was. They probably got them. They probably just, how they are. Them people from Missouri, they're a little shady. I'm telling you. Got to watch them like a hawk, dirty hawk.
Mess. He's a mess.
Hey, even though he's trying to wrong me, I still love that man. All right, so that's what Jesus would do. Okay, that's what Jesus would do.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking you have that one soul out there that go to the parking lot, and especially if it had the little unlock button on the keychain,
Lights up.
yeah, or hit the horn, oh, there it is, okay, head on out. But
Yeah.
Well, and they might have, and like, oh, that truck's too big for me. I'm just gonna take this back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big truck. That thing's about 23 or 24 foot long, and it doesn't even hardly fit in the parking spot. So yeah.
But we had a good turnout for the honey show training class. I think they had 14 attendees. For our banquet dinner on Friday night, we had 123
Wow.
people come to that. For the attendees for the actual workshop, not including staff or vendors, we had 309. And then we had like 75 entries into the honey show. So I think everything was fairly.
Wow.
Probably should brag on Mr. Dodd House for a minute. I know he's here in the chat. He won
Best in Show.
Yeah, Best in Show, which was a big ribbon. We sponsored ribbons. They were really large ribbons. And
I'll tell you what else he won here. Just give me 1 second.
Dodd can probably say how many ribbons he won. I want to say it was top side of 4, and maybe there was more than that. I don't recall.
Nice.
He won first place for his cookies, and then he also won Best in Show for his cookies.
And the cookies were good. Yes, Dodd. I really enjoyed those.
He won first place for his beeswax.
It might have been a little better if I hadn't put a little nasty stuff on them so they could eat them.
He won third place for his dark honey, fourth place for his creamed honey. That's it right there. And I don't know if Jacob Heimer is ever on these chats, but Jacob Heimer won a lot of ribbons, and he actually won grand champion, so he got the most points out of anybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. We had a lot of fun.
so are y'all looking now for, okay, this is what we want to do next year?
In about 2 weeks, we'll talk about that. But yeah,
Start politicking probably in that and being on every chat, they can get on the
Oh.
politics. They're like these professional politicians, you know. Since the election's over, they start on the next go around.
That's right. You gotta start thinking ahead already.
No, I actually told Dan, our board president, I said, hey, don't call me, lose my number. And I didn't do anything today. I mean, went out to breakfast with these guys this morning at 8:00, and I was dead tired when I woke up. And if it wasn't for such good friends, I probably would have slept in. But we had a really good time.
I'm gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna get off of here. It didn't slow him down anymore. Any on talking, he talked nonstop all morning.
Me and Brian had some good conversations for sure.
Oh, Todd got back home safe to California.
Oh, good. Yeah, Matt, I got him on the airplane today.
Poor old Todd, you must really be a loser if you can't come up with anything better now.
Man, that sounds like you're just a little bitter there, fella.
He liked to wear his neck out last night looking at them girls over at that restaurant, you know.
Oh, man, Todd, he's telling all your secrets.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, I'm starting to get a little tired this evening. I got home and I just hadn't been in the house too long. I messed around out there at the farm and unloaded all that stuff that I had. So.
Was Boz happy to see you?
Yeah, very much so.
I figured he was. Yep, I figured he was.
Dad said even though he did spend a lot of time on my entries, he was surprised.
Yeah, great job, Dodd. I mean, you and Jacob both. I told Melissa when she was trying to prepare her entries for the honey show, I told her, I said, you realize you have your work cut out for you, right? I listed off a couple of people and I'm like, they're going to bring their A game. But unfortunately, Melissa only had so much time to get in there.
I didn't have time to read my A game. I brought my B game.
She did a pretty good job.
I still got 4 ribbons. And actually, Jacob Heimer beat me in grand champion, so the most points by 3 points. So
wow,
almost. Next time.
I was gonna say you'll get him next year, Melissa.
No, but it was fun though. It's it's fun to it's. I won't say it's fun like preparing everything because it's actually a lot of tedious work. And if you just if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. It's great, whatever. It's just fun to compete with people Like for me, that's what I get out of it. I think it's fun to compete with Dodd or compete with Jacob, or there's 2 guys in our club that do a lot of honey shows. And it's fun to compete with them and just kind of and Jamie win with Sweet Harlan and just do stupid honey show smack talk. You know what I mean? Your wax block's going down, or just it's totally stupid, but it's fun. It's all in fun.
Yeah.
That's what I like about the honey shows is just competing with people I know.
I think Melissa would have probably won the thing. I offered to help her, help her carry her bottles in, and she wouldn't let me. That's probably the reason she got whooped.
Yeah.
Sure. Next time you should listen to you.
Second is this first loser.
I know.
Did you get second or third?
I got 2 second place and 2 third.
Well, maybe third loser then.
Loser,
I feel like that's JW's version of a pep talk.
I'm gonna go to bed and cry the rest of the day.
That's the best you're gonna get, Melissa.
I know.
Yep. Yeah, he's
emotionally scarred. I can never compete in the honey show again. I'm just not good enough.
I feel like he should pay for your therapy.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's
what we can do about this, don't you?
What's that?
Yeah.
He's hung up on you.
He's something else, you guys. I mean, there is never a dull moment around that guy, and you just don't know what he's going to do from time to time.
Oh my word!
But you know what? He's just a good friend.
Though.
Yeah, he is.
You all
y'all see how rough and gruff he is on the outside, but I'm here to tell you exactly what Steve said right there. That comment right there that Steve put up.
Mm-hmm.
He acts
Take
like
this
he's
out,
not a
Steve.
softie, but I'm telling you, that guy's got a gooey center, and don't let that outside fool you.
Hanging out with JW is the definition of therapy.
Yeah. We have a lot to learn from him, don't we, Matt? Yeah, JW,
Wow.
his son had made a couple bottles of mead. And when Melissa and I finally arrived to that after dinner that Matt and Alicia had kind of planned, because we had to finish entertaining some of our guests. And as soon as we finished up with that, we were able to make it by. Dodd himself and a couple of people had already left, but we made it there for a little bit afterwards and got to visit with everyone for just a little while. But JW had brought his mead. And first thing he did when I walked in the room is he said, "Sit down here. You're going to try this." And he had a couple bottles of mead. He goes, "I know you don't drink, but you're going to try these anyway. So just sit down."
Okay.
I said, "Okay." I said, "I'll try them." And I mean, none of them were actually that good, but you're talking to a guy that doesn't drink. So, I told him, I said,
Well, JW prefaced this with, "You're probably not going to like these."
Yeah.
But try it anyway.
And actually, I'm not certain that one of them did kind of smell like cow manure, so I don't know what he did there.
Oh, you never know with him.
I know.
You probably don't want to know what he did.
You're probably right. Yeah.
This is my Heifer blend here.
I kind of wish he hadn't hung up on us, though. It was getting pretty fun.
He does that though. You'll be at an event or something like he did that to me in Illinois. We were at Springfield, Illinois, at that event.
State beekeeping workshop.
Their state, yeah. What was that? September, October,
November.
something like that. Late in the year, and he said, "Yeah, probably pretty soon I'm gonna be leaving." I'm like, "All right." I'm like, "We'll touch base before that happens." I call him later on. I said, "Where are you at?" He's like, "Oh, I'm down the road." I'm like, "Not even a goodbye." So he just does it, disappears,
That's when he up and left his. Oh, bless you,
Excuse
bless
me.
you. He up and left his cut comb. He asked us to bring for him too. He's like,
Yeah.
"Bring me some of that cut comb," and then he left without it.
That's right.
Hours went by.
Yeah.
He gone.
Well, I was kind of thinking, could that mead had led up to the loss of the keys, old JW style, going into the place, going, what in the world I do with them things? But I got this mead.
Mm-hmm.
So did he really try your bourbon, honey?
No,
Yeah. No.
I mean
Oh.
he's tried it before in the past, but not this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But just so JW knows, we sold about 20 bottles of that bourbon honey yesterday. So
Mm-hmm.
other people like it.
And people requested it, didn't
Yes,
they? They came from out of town.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good.
Good deal. I'm glad it went so good for y'all.
And how was your vendor turnout?
We ended up having, I think, 17 vendors. We actually had 2 vendors cancel out on us this week. And it was like they weren't being lackadaisical or anything. One of them has young kids at home, and his wife got the flu, and all their kids got the flu.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's like,
That's
I
reasonable.
can't leave my sick wife home with my sick kids.
Yeah.
And then the other one was he threw his back out, and he's like, "I'm feeling better, but there's no way I can drive 10 hours."
Oh,
do it.
no.
Like, nope, I have back issues myself. I totally understand. Luckily, we had one other vendor who asked to join late on that was actually going to have to share a table with somebody he knew. So we'll just give him his own table.
Right.
And then another vendor that we were actually going to put in the beginner's classroom because they were really only applied to beginners. Well, anyway, so we actually just brought them out of that room and gave them a table out in the main vendor area too. So we didn't actually have any empty tables anywhere. So it turned out really good. Yeah.
I'll actually ask Dot on here. I know he was there, Matt. Just from your guys' perspective, and I'm just curious, did you guys feel like there was anything missing in the vendor section, like something that you wanted to see that you guys didn't? I mean, I'm just curious here. Whenever we, when we put these things on it, it's not about what Melissa and Tom or the board wants specifically. It's really about, the people in the community and how we can serve them the best. So that's why I always ask everybody for I said, give me the good, bad, the ugly. Let me know what you did like, what you didn't like,
or what you'd want to see more of.
Yeah, and if it's a reasonable change and it makes sense within our budget and such, and it aligns with the values and all, then we can make sure to see about making that happen. So
one of the cool things was Bob Benny was one of our speakers, so he actually had a booth for Blue Ridge honey, but we had these breakout rooms that we could use that were right, like the vendor hall is here, and the breakout rooms were right off the vendor hall.
Mm-hmm.
And so we gave him one of those rooms. It was like 650 square feet in these rooms. Him and John Hill both had a room,
mm-hmm.
and they set that room up like a mini store. It was really it was really cool how they set that up.
Yeah,
they had a little tasting station in there, and they had shelves, and it was really cute what they did in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's great to hear, y'all. Things, and this is y'all's first year.
So the club's been actually doing these workshops for 16 or 17 years.
Yeah.
They didn't do them for like 2 or 3 years during COVID.
Yeah. But
3. Last year, which is when we first got involved with the EMBA, was the first year doing it again since COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So for us personally, this is our second year helping the EMBA doing their annual workshop. But yeah, they've been doing workshops for a while, but I don't know that they ever did it to the extent of having so many vendors and stuff, though.
No, not as many vendors or, raffle items and giveaways and things like that. So we were able to serve the community pretty well in that regard. I feel like a lot of nice, generous vendors that wanted to, donate their product for either a raffle item to help benefit and offset the club costs, or just for us to give away. We had several items just to give away in between all the talks. And then of course there were several larger items that people could buy raffle tickets for and a chance to win anything from 2 extractors to full hive setups to complete protective gear from Comfort Pro to supplements, feeds, queen rearing stuff. There was just a plethora of different things that were available for people. A nucleus colony, membership to the EMBA.
There was like 30 raffle items.
Yeah.
And what it was is people would so we had door prizes and then we had raffle items.
Mm-hmm.
The raffle items you had to buy a ticket for. They were $1 a piece or 6 for $5. So we had 30 raffle items, and we probably had between the 2 classes 20 door prizes too, at least.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that we were able to give away.
There was quite a bit of giveaway stuff.
So hopefully we served the community well, which is what it's all about. And everybody who came from in town and out of town, hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves, took away some good educational value, and
got some networking done.
Some networking. That's why I go. No surprise.
But yeah,
well, it sounded like it, especially everybody having a good time.
That's all I've heard and seen is everybody had a good time.
Yeah, you ain't hearing like, well, that thing wasn't worth a hoot or nothing like that. Everybody's coming on and saying, "Look, we had a blast being there."
That's good.
Yeah, chances are it'll probably be the exact same place next year.
Yeah, it's a very good possibility.
That second week in February. Obviously we have to check with the venue and make sure it's available and all that, stuff. But
it's always a juggling act of, we are non-for-profit. We don't have to make any money, but you can't really lose either. If you lose too much, then the club doesn't exist, So we kind of hit for a break even if we can. So hopefully we accomplish that. It'd be nice to be able to educate more people in the future, but our intention is not to lose the quality either. I think the quality has a higher place than bringing more people in. So this place was pretty cost effective, and we were able to keep the cost, I think, to what I would consider reasonable. And so maybe and they worked with us pretty well in a lot of things. And something that a couple people mentioned to me that I've thought about before when I've attended conferences, but didn't think about it this time, was the fact that this was a conference center, but it was also a hotel, and they also had their own restaurant attached to it. So from a perspective of somebody flying in and maybe they just Ubered over there, or maybe they rented a car, but they didn't have to travel anywhere. Everything was available at the hotel. If somebody was at the conference and wanted to go up there and rest for an hour or whatever, needed a few minutes themselves, they had their room there. They can, if they wanted to grab a drink from the bar or some food from the restaurant, they could do that. So it sounded like a lot of people complimented that. So it was convenient in that regard. So,
and I have to interject that the restaurant that's attached to this hotel venue, it's a little bit pricey, but the food is absolutely amazing. It's pretty good. Oh my God. So Tom and I we hang out with my cousins a lot and we were doing a steak tour of the St. Louis area. So like once a month, we'd all get together and have dinner at some different steakhouse, nicer steakhouse. And so far, this restaurant that's attached to this venue, that's my favorite steak in the St. Louis area so far. So
she said steakhouse. I thought you, when you was first starting off that, I thought you said a steakhouse. We go to the steakhouse, and I was like, well, that's cool. Everybody going to everybody's house. You know what I mean? No, steak.
Steak.
That's right.
Steakhouse.
I understand your accent, Melissa.
I'm getting it.
We have the same issue with you guys sometimes. Like, what did they say?
Yeah,
You do.
So, Tim, just for clarification, I don't have an accent. You do.
Yeah, there we go.
You're at, Tom. If you come down here, then y'all definitely talk.
Touche. That's right.
Well, the only thing that I've seen, I've got some kinfolk. I had an uncle that lived in Springfield, Illinois, and we went out and visited with him for a little while. Then I've got an aunt that lives outside of Provo, Utah. But whenever we went out to my aunt's house and visiting with them, my cousins would have me and my mama sitting at their table, and they would just be like, y'all talk some more. Well, what do you want us to say? They're like, we just enjoy hearing the way y'all talk. We're like, y'all talk funny to us. So I don't know what else to say.
We start reading their junk mail. Can you just read our junk mail?
Yeah. Here's a book. Can you read the book, please?
No joke, but it's like people in Alabama have a totally different accent from anybody else in the South. Because like my best friend I grew up with here, she moved to Texas. And that moron would call me on the phone and put me on speakerphone and just have me talking because all of her friends wanted to listen to it. But if she told me that's what she was doing, she knew I'd shut up. I was like, I'm going to start doing a sound check before I talk on the phone to you.
That's right. She was exploiting you for your accent, it sounds like.
Yes, she was.
Right.
We get picked on a lot. That's why we dish it out to other people.
There you go.
You should at least get some sort of compensation for that, I would think,
I would think.
Right. My time is valuable.
But now we get on YouTube and give it away for free.
Yeah.
It's whatever. That ship done sailed.
It's fun, though.
Mr. Dan said it's your old English.
It's the old English.
The really old English. Larimore just came in.
Well, what you say there, Larimore? Hope y'all doing well.
It's been a show.
It has been a show.
The one's coming in at the end.
That's right.
Mr. JW left with a cliffhanger.
He did.
He's probably in the background still giggling at himself for hanging up on us.
I know he is.
He could have at least said goodnight to us, though. We didn't hide his truck keys.
No. hey, and neither did I, for clarification. I promise everybody I was on my best behavior.
I'm
was
out of coffee. I got to do something to stay.
it was kind of funny though, because when the guy came on the microphone to say something about the keys, everybody kind of clapped for JW.
Yeah.
Because that was the night of the banquet. It wasn't the night of the workshop. So there's still 123 people there, but there wasn't as many there. So pretty much a lot of people knew these keys were being searched for. So when they were found, everybody started clapping for him.
Mhm.
I would love for that. You know, you give the whole unit.
He
Yeah.
actually, there was, let's see, where was that picture that what's her face shared of him with the? I'll try to show it. On
Alicia,
there.
I think it was on the No Life page.
Was it on there?
I think so.
I want to try to show this if I can. Everybody would get a kick out of this. There was a picture of JW that Alicia took.
I think it was in a group of pictures. Let's see, do that. I'll see if I can find it.
So I'll try to hold this up to the camera to see it a little bit better. But here's a few people that were at the venue. Let's see.
Oh, here it is.
JW, Todd, Matt, Ricky, that's Brian, and then we have oh gosh, forgive me here.
I can't remember
Is that Greg?
either.
Say again.
She was asking about Greg. And one of them.
Greg. I can't remember. Oh my gosh, it's gonna drive me
Yeah,
nuts.
the guy next to Greg. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's JW. Live and in person with the Mardi Gras mask on.
I was going to say, what in the world? That man,
How in the world did he get a Mardi Gras mask with?
So
Alicia.
Tradition first off is the Mardi Gras is a kind of a big thing in St. Louis area for I don't know why it is a big thing in St. Louis, and our workshop usually falls the week of Mardi Gras. So they've always done a Mardi Gras theme for the banquet dinner the night before. And I guess, did Alicia bring those masks?
She did. And I was trying to find another one that had everybody with the little ears on. Did you see that?
Yeah, but I posted it. But yeah, Alicia's very on theme for everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like at Nabi, she brought everybody headband, like little bee antenna headbands. And,
this is a picture. Alicia sitting at the front table, and she has her little ears on, all themed up. That's Matt's wife right there.
Yeah.
She volunteered to help out at the table there for when people come in to get their
the that's on her page. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, there, you just found it.
Yep. Hold it closer.
But you can see
the little beat ears. Matt has them on. Greg Burns, his wife Susan. JW has the camera up in front of his face, and then Matt and Alicia.
So then we always have, this is a long-standing member in our club. His name's Ray. He always dresses up. He always dresses up for the Mardi Gras thing.
So I gotta ask, do y'all do Mardi Gras up there?
We don't. They do. They in downtown St. Louis. They do a huge Mardi Gras parade in Dogtown, and it's a big thing here.
I did not know that.
I figured it was
We've
just
never done it personally, but down in it's a big thing in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had it up north. Like I thought it was just way down here.
Yeah. And I don't know the history of it, or why it's so big in St. Louis, because like I said, Tom and I have never really been into it. But it is a big thing here in the St. Louis area. Yeah.
I mean, we don't do it either. We don't participate. There's shit. It ain't what it used to be down here. It's nothing but a big drinking party downtown now. So we don't ever go. But I mean, the kids get a week out of school for Mardi Gras down here.
Wow.
We're not to that extent.
Thing. Well, but I mean, Mobile was like the birthplace of Mardi Gras.
I'll fix that. You want to fire some people up? Just tell them
that's the fact. New Orleans stole it from us. There's that.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's such a big thing down here. It's a whole month long of
Yeah.
parades. I mean, everybody does a Mardi Gras parade.
Day and night.
Yeah, literally, day and night. But I mean, it's like an extra spring break. It's like the spring break before spring break because kids literally they shut school down for a week for Mardi Gras here.
Wow.
Yeah. In St. Louis, it's a week long, like there's usually events throughout that week, and then there's a big parade on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, it's the whole month of February.
yeah,
Wow.
no,
Wow.
yeah.
That is big. Well, compared to that, ours would be small potatoes. Okay.
I'm just shocked because like a lot of people don't even know what we're talking about when we say Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
So Clay's comment.
Mhm.
I'm glad he had such a good time, and a couple different people kind of said that like a mini expo, and I don't ever want to be compared to Cayman's thing because that is just
That's pretty big.
that's an insane, like that is not ever the club's goal whatsoever.
I mean, that's a
at
compliment.
all.
That's a compliment.
It
It's
is
not like that.
huge. But what I like to think of it as is like, and even meetings that are smaller than the one that we did are nice because like each meeting has its place, right? Cayman's Expo is amazing if you want to see everything you could ever imagine in the beekeeping world and visit with a million people and see amazing talks and have a huge variety of talks to choose from. And then you get to ours where it's kind of like, I guess in the middle where there's still a lot of vendors, still a good variety, good talks, but you can still talk to the speakers because the speakers are going to be available to you to talk to.
Yeah.
You can really have conversations with the vendors without 50 people being in line behind you.
Yeah.
You can just have those, I don't know that intimate is the real word, but more in-depth talks.
Oh, absolutely.
With the actual speakers, with actual, Greg Burns, with, Arda from Apame, whoever, where you may not be able to, you get to see everything at Nabi, but you might not get to really visit and ask all the questions you want to ask to the vendors and the speakers and stuff. So that's what we like about like smaller workshops and settings is you can actually have more in-depth conversations with people you want to.
That's why we really wanted to go to Slidell for our first time going to something like that because we've never been to any of them. But we heard that with like at Nobby, it's gotten so big that it's like you really can't even find everybody and at least say hey kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm afraid I'll get overwhelmed. And
what you need to do, Hannah, is you need to swap telephone numbers with everybody. And then when you want to meet up, you text people and be like, hey, where are we meeting at? Send out a group message to everybody.
Well, and that's one of the reasons why we did that dinner so that everybody could at least have one initial get together and meet up. And then after that, I think a lot of people did swap numbers or get each other's information so that they were able to keep in contact, during the thing. But it's just,
there was even brief mention toward the tail end of Nabi here this year. We said, hey, we wonder what it would cost to get a booth, like just a large group of us and just have tables in the sitting area there or something that people, within our group that, are always chatting together could come and just hang out and sit down like a little meeting point or something. And I thought that could be worth an ask with Cayman to see what that would look like, if there's a huge cost or, what that would look like. Because several times people were meeting at certain areas in there. And for whatever reason, well, I know what the reason is. We kind of congregated around Greg Burns' booth because he just wanted to cut up the whole time and just have a good time, So we kind of landed over there from time to time and just really had a good time fellowship with each other. And it was great.
Well, and it was on the outside aisle, so that was kind of a good meeting point.
It was, yeah.
But yeah, in Slidell, we went to Slidell last year, and that was really good. Where like he did a really
technically it was 23, not 24, because it was in September.
He did a really good job with that. We were sad that it got canceled this last year.
That was Jeff and Roxanne Brown. That was a little private
deal.
There's
Calvin.
Oh, cool. Hey, yeah, we got to meet him. It was a
Briefly.
pleasure, Calvin. It was very much a pleasure to actually get to meet you. Yeah, definitely, Matt. Like-minded folks getting together and learning from each other and meeting new friends.
Man, your very definition of fellowship.
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna lie. That's the only reason I'm interested in going to Knox, just to
Well,
see everybody,
yeah.
meet people in person.
And that's one of the great things about Nabi is more people, that all can gather to that one place, rather than,
Mhm.
there's
Yeah,
a small,
DC just said we need our own area.
yeah.
That would be amazing.
Steve Amos, exactly. Kind of similar to what Hives for Heroes did this year.
We can
Hey,
get some
Steve,
signs made up that says the rest stop.
There you go. That's right, Tim. Exactly.
Yeah.
Steve's kind of in that group of the know with Cayman because he donates time. Hey, Steve, maybe you could work something out with us, man. You're our interconnection right there.
Him and Tar Heel.
That's right. Yeah, Randy too.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Mr. Randy was all over the place up there.
He was.
And so look, there's a group of misfits that's looking for a place to roost for a little bit.
Yes,
Get
sir.
ready to help set up an interview booth.
Yeah. That's exactly it, Tim. I got you, man.
Mhm.
But
Well,
yeah.
So, Hannah, maybe if you needed to land at a spot where there's a lot of great beekeepers, but it's a little bit smaller setting and less overwhelming, come out of your area and drive mostly straight north and a little bit west, and you're going to land in this city called St. Louis, okay?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good people there.
I actually
Even-
have a cousin that lives just outside St. Louis right now.
Where's that?
Caitlin.
Oh.
I don't remember. I just know it's right outside St. Louis. And she just told me like 2 months ago too. It was like, y'all could come up there. I was like, yeah, we should.
So
Now
if
we'll have an
you
extra
come up
reason to
here,
go.
if you come up here for any reason, Tim, you've got my number. Hit me up, text message. We would go grab dinner or whatever. I'd love to meet up with you guys and just hang out, fellowship.
Oh, we'll do it. We'll pull up at JW's without notice.
Heck yeah. Listen, I'm going to go out on a limb here, but listen, dinner's on JW, guys. Come on up. He's fine.
Steve, we did see the date changes.
Hey, can we eat at one of them estate places?
Yeah.
You know we
definitely.
can.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's right.
I'm afraid you're right, DC. Once you become a no-lifer, you never leave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but then he deleted it. Never mind.
Here you go.
So Dan Weaver said, take a ride to the top of the arch, which you get in these little pods and they take you all the way up into the arch. And there's glass windows at the top that you can look out over the river. And when it's windy, you can feel it sway.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I'll stand on the ground and take pictures of y'all.
Clay Bunner and his wife did it this weekend. They really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I did see that thing once again whenever we was going to visit 10 people. We took the Amtrak train, me and my mama. And it was sometime after my daddy died kind of thing. She wanted to go see her brothers and sisters. So we took the Amtrak and we rode all up and around. But the river was flooding, or just about flooding pretty good out there. And there was water. I can't remember what side it was on, but there's a set of train tracks that run, if I remember right, parallel to that arch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we was going through there, and I just remember being amazed I was 13 years old when we went, but just looking out those windows and seeing that big old arch on the Mississippi, or well, whatever river it is you're running through right there.
You're right.
It says the arch is much cooler at the bottom. That's probably going to be my way of thinking when I get here and see how high that little glass pod's going to take me.
So people don't realize, but inside the arch, there's actually a huge museum in there too, like at the bottom. So there's a park there with grounds, and then inside the arch, there's a museum in there too. And
now I can check that out. No problem.
it's really, there's a lot of stuff in there. It's really cool.
It is.
Okay. I didn't know that.
She's kind of hesitant with elevators and things that go up, especially if there's a stop button.
Especially if my husband has access to stuff. No joke, y'all. He locked me in an elevator in a 3-story house, and these people's up in Washington. We're there by ourselves, and he tries to pull a Leroy Jethro Gibbs when we're going up to the 3rd floor in this bird cage elevator.
Oh, it's a little video thing. We barely could fit
Literally,
in there.
it was like the size of a campground shower stall.
Yep.
And we're squeezed in there with 10 gallons of paint headed to the 3rd floor. And he flips the button, thinking it's going to be just cute as he can be with it. The sucker wouldn't come back on.
Sure would.
We flipped that switch 15 minutes before that stupid elevator come back to life. I was like, I'm going to unalive you if you ever do that. I'm just waiting on the thing to go crashing back down to the basement where we got on it.
Well, look at the bright side. You only had to go down 2 floors. I mean, it probably would have hurt. But,
Yeah, to a concrete slab covered in 10 gallons of paint.
Well, and that thing wouldn't, but yeah, y'all remember the old movies where like they had to shut the little iron gate, if you will, to go to the elevator. That's all that thing was. It just had that going across it.
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
Never again.
They had it decorated with old newspapers.
Yeah, like 1950s newspaper. And in the middle of all that, I find the service sticker. And it's been like 4.5 years since this elevator was looked at.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, oh, I love you so much.
Well, hey, Tim, let's do this. Come on down to St. Louis. We'll go find the biggest high rise, which are not huge. In St. Louis, we'll go there, we'll push all the buttons and hit them all.
There we go.
A little trouble.
I like this guy's idea right here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Steve, when did you come to St. Louis and do the arch and the 4th of July? I'm just curious. What year was that?
The Doobie Brothers playing under the arch for the 4th. I bet that was fun.
So the St. Louis used to do and they still do a big, it used to be called the VP Fair and all this. They changed it, but now they do the fireworks over the river and on the arch grounds and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah. We used to go 20 years. So they've redone the Arch Museum in the last 20 years.
Yeah. They just spent a lot of money, like
a lot of money
2 years ago, completely redoing the entire arch grounds down there. And it's a pretty nice place to visit. It really is. There's a couple areas in St. Louis, much like any major metropolitan city, that I would steer clear of, but the arch grounds are pretty.
Where's that Noah's Ark Museum?
Missouri.
That's what I was just trying to remember. Tim's mama went there on a church trip, and she loved it.
I thought that was, let's see, Illinois.
I wanted to say like Kentucky for some reason.
Yeah, you might be right. I think
there
you're right.
So in St. Louis, over by that hockey rink, there used to be a Noah's Ark thing over there, but it's not there anymore. So I didn't know if that's what he was talking about. But there is one like in Kentucky.
Yeah, it's called the Ark Encounter Museum.
Yeah.
She went to the Encounter where the big boat.
Yeah.
It's got everything.
There used to be something similar to that in St. Louis, but it's not there anymore.
Yeah. Williamstown, Kentucky has the Ark Encounter.
Okay. I thought it was right in there somewhere.
Yeah. No, Mama, I'm thinking they always went to Branson. Is what they were doing in Missouri. Yeah. That's what they do always.
But they switched it up a few years ago when she went there.
So if you were to go to Branson, it's a fun place to visit, and I'd say particularly because Table Rock Lake, which is a really fun lake to play on if you like to do
clean lake.
Really clean, not overly populated like you would find in St. Louis, or not St. Louis, west of St. Louis, called Lake of the Ozarks, which is it's a party lake is what it is. If you have huge boats and you like to party and drink, that would be the lake to go to. We don't go there, but Table Rock Lake is a great family-friendly lake, and it's just right outside of Branson. There is a theater there that plays all biblical plays. And let me start by saying, Tim, I'm not a guy that does plays, right? But it's called the Sight and Sound Theater, and this is a magnificent place that's in Branson. We seen a play there. Was it Esther? Or which
2
one
years
was
ago
it?
Was Jesus.
Oh, okay. It was the Jesus play. And we seen it, and I went ahead and agreed to go. The tickets were kind of costly.
They're like $80 a piece.
Yeah, they were kind of costly. But I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll go. My sister wanted to go, and my entire family, we go to church together. I have 6 other siblings, so I've come from a big family, and most of us all go to church together. We try to go to the same service in the morning, and then typically go out to lunch afterwards and just visit and hang out with family and just kind of relax a little bit on Sunday. We were down there and we went to it, and I'll tell you, I was really impressed by that. So much so that, again, even with the heavy cost, we've done it twice since then. So it was Jesus, Esther, and what was the last one?
Was it the Christmas one?
Yeah, it was a Christmas. Yeah, that's right. You're right. Christmas one.
And then we got tickets to go this spring to David.
Yep. So there's a lot of really good biblical plays that, man, I'm telling y'all, it kind of blew my mind just a little bit. So if y'all, would enjoy seeing something like that and had intentions of going to Branson, it's expensive, but it'd be well worth the money for you. I think you'd really enjoy it.
I'd probably enjoy something like that.
Yeah.
But if there's a play with somebody dancing in tutus or something like that,
We'll do a musical.
it'd be like, nah, y'all enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
But isn't it the one your mama went to where they do the animals, like the live animals in the play?
I can't remember. She's been
Is
on
that
so many
the
of them
one?
vacations up here.
She went to one in Branson, but she said it was they did a like a nativity scene play out, but they had like the real animals, like live camels and stuff, was part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
That might have been.
What's interesting about Southern Missouri and particularly Branson, you're still kind of in that, you're still in that Bible Belt area. So there's still that feeling, of that, community and kind of, not like something you would get from a large city where it just doesn't feel very inviting and that, but Branson's very much like that. So there are a lot of theaters down there that have all different kinds of singing, skits. There's a guy down there that does like magic type stuff, just a fun little, event with that. But there's a lot of different plays that happen down there in Branson. Shows, I guess you would say.
She was very, very impressed with wherever it was she went on that one. I have to ask her next time we go by there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Trying to see if they have a list of their past things, and I can't find one yet.
Yeah, Steve's comment there is spot on. Said Branson is a lot like Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg area.
Okay, now I've been to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, but I've never been to Branson. Not that I remember anyway. We could have passed through there on a trip when I was young, but I'm not sure. No, Mr. Dan said no tutus, but always live animals.
Okay, I can handle the
That
live.
would be it.
Yeah, Tim, I'm with you. I'm not going to go to a play that has all that. I would get bored pretty quick. It's just not my cup of tea either.
He wouldn't make it through the door, Tom.
I'll go to like some of these events, like for the nieces and nephews, and she knows that pretty well she's going to have to drag me to this event, but I'm going
I gotta
to
pull out the puppy dog eyes.
I'm gonna go support the youngins and whatever they're doing, kind of thing. They're babies, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But Uncle Tim, the whole time, once he gets in there, he's people watching and making fun of all the yuppie folks of how they're doing this and that. So it's oftentimes of her telling me
He's
to.
not kidding. I made him get up and leave the 7-year-old's violin recital because he was making everybody on our row act up.
Oh boy,
He was just dragging it out. Get up and leave.
Tim, we're going to have to hang out. I feel like what we could do is if we got bored in that setting, we'll go do elevator rides and punch all the buttons and see how much trouble we can get into.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Y'all can do that by yourself. Me and Melissa will go hit the steakhouse.
Yeah. Hey,
We'll be back.
leave your phones on in case we get scolded and get in much trouble. We're going to need y'all to come help us out. Okay.
Well,
That'd be
allowed and got me up
longest
here.
ride of my life.
That's right.
I don't think I could pull some of the, well, the law don't go around here, law dog.
Okay, DC, I'm curious now, where is that at?
So this is a oh, this is a hold on.
It's still going.
I know. I turned the volume up. I turned the volume up.
Experience this musical adventure as it comes to this, the greatest rescue story of all time.
This man has lived in darkness, but today he will see the light. Who exactly is he?
I heard he's merely the son of a carpenter. Now, experience this musical adventure as it comes to life right before your eyes.
He's a miracle worker, a healer, a prophet. This Jesus is a rebel. We must stop this radical. The Pharisees in Jerusalem call him an outlaw.
This would be a very bad time to choose his son.
Everything Jesus does points to love.
Come along on a miraculous journey in this original stage production, filmed in front of a live audience.
I have changed. That is who Jesus says I am.
One man did all this.
He is alive in us, and he can live in you too.
I don't know.
Jesus.
So that's just an example of what those look like.
Yeah, they're pretty
That
special.
kind of looks like what Mama's got pictures of all that. I'll have to ask her next time we go over there and see exactly where that was. But I'm pretty sure it was up there in y'all's neck of the woods where they went, like you were saying.
Okay, this is off topic, but I gotta ask about it. Missouri made honey ice cream?
So there is a company in Missouri called Joffrey's, Giofres, Joffrey's, and they do honey ice cream, and it's absolutely delicious. And the venue we were working with, you know, most venues, they make you use their caterers, their own food and stuff. But they let us bring in, like, they let us buy it ourselves. They didn't even buy it, and we had to buy it back from them. Get ice cream from Joffrey's and bring it in for our afternoon snack for the workshop.
Was that little pint size?
It was like an 8-ounce cup, I think.
Oh.
Something like that. But yeah, so I think they did it because we were beekeepers and it was honey, you know, it was on theme for us. And Joffrey's gave us a really nice deal to bring in. I think we ordered 300 ice creams from them.
Yeah. And then had to bring in an additional 40 from a local. They have what,
from Isabee's.
4 different flavors.
Well, that's just what we ordered from them. They have an insane amount of flavors. They have a ton of flavors.
Yeah, they worked with us pretty well to be able to do that because, you know, you think about it, even at a few dollars a piece, or $3 or $4 a piece, when you have 300 people, that's another large cost that you have to try to figure out. But you know, like Calvin Shaw said, you know, it made a great snack. So that was just, you know, all those little things that you try to do to make a better experience for everybody. But some of those have a large cost associated. So you have to try to get creative on how to cover those costs and still keep everything in reasonably priced, you know? So
it was really smooth and sweet still. And
I actually I didn't need any.
He was too busy.
I was pretty busy. So I actually barely so here's a fun story for you. I was so busy there because there was 2 different classrooms. You had a beginner series tract, which was moderated by our board president, Dan, and Natalie Summers.
Spoke.
She spoke on that side, and there was 3 other board members that taught those side. And then you had the experience side, which most people that were in the chats here that came were in that experience side. And we almost maxed out at about 200. So it was kind of tight in there. And it was basically picture a huge room. And then there's a sound wall that goes down to the center that they can collapse and break out of the way. So one huge room can hold 400. And then each side divides up. You can do 200 and 200. And we had the experience side.
196 we had the experience.
So I had 4 seats left in there technically.
No, technically you only had 2 because they only put 198
well, but they
seats
put
in there.
chairs in the back too
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah.
So, and here's the thing that I don't understand, you guys. They gave me the microphone. I mean, I feel like that was kind of a mistake on their behalf, you know, poor judgment maybe. But they let me have free reign of that room. So I moderated that room. We did a Q&A or a panel discussion. I got to moderate that, which was really fun, by the way.
I bet.
And so Melissa and I, she kind of helped keep me on task, Tim. Let's be honest. You know, she kind of keeps me on task. But there was one point in time throughout the day, and I was very good about being on time to the minute on getting speakers started. And, you know, because I have to give them a 10-minute warning, 5-minute, because some speakers will go over. And if you only have 15-minute break in between classes, for you to go to the restroom, maybe grab something to drink, get coffee or donuts, or, you know, maybe visit a couple vendors and get 200 people back in the room and settle back down, that's not an easy task. Well, sometime after lunch was served, I finally got my meal. I went into the EMBA room to sit down for like 5 minutes and eat a sandwich, bag of chips, and I had to drink a soda. I was starting to hit this brick wall because I was so tired. I didn't go to bed until 1 o'clock in the morning, kept going over ideas in my head of how I could have done things different or make things better. And then, of course, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, rolled around, tossed and turned. Finally, I said, because we stayed at the hotel that night, Melissa and I did, just to be present there. I got up, took a shower, went back downstairs. Everything was quiet as a church mouse down there. So I did a couple videos and straightened a couple things up. And about, I'd say maybe 6:30, some other board members arrived and got there. So I was really tired. So about that time of day, I was kind of hitting a brick wall a little bit, you know, and just because I was tired and really hungry. Sat down to eat a sandwich, and I'm just kind of zoning out there and actually not even causing any trouble, Tim. So imagine that. Then Melissa says to me, she goes, "Hey, what time is it?" And keep in mind, I never lose.
I think almost all the board
stuff.
members were in that back room at the time.
I think so. I never lose any of my stuff. Okay. I always know where everything is at. That's just how I am. I left my phone on stage and it was not on silent twice. And I'm looking for my phone. I'm like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? And I'm like, and my son goes, well, I'll call it. And I'm like, stop. And he goes, what? And I said, I think my phone is on stage and it's not on vibrate. The ringer's on. And Bob Benny's giving a presentation right now. I said, don't call that phone. And I'm like, and I wanted to go in there and snag it off there, but I didn't want to interrupt anything. So I left it alone. And I walked in the back of the room and I asked somebody, I said, hey, have you heard a ringer going off? He goes, I don't think so. But he goes, Bob Benny knocked something off on the floor. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I looked later on about the end and it's laying on the floor. And I'm like, did Bob Benny kick my phone off stage? You know, he didn't. But anyway, so when I got to eat that sandwich, Melissa asked me, she says, what time is it? And my phone was there and I tapped it to get the screen to light up. And it said like 12:48.
He was 4 minutes late for his
I was 3 minutes late at that point. And then I seen the time and I panicked for a minute. I grabbed the program, I looked at it, and as soon as I see it, I grabbed my phone, I jumped up out of my seat and I ran down the hall because it was about maybe 200 feet from the area. Ran down the hall and Jacob Heimer tries to stop me. And I said, can't talk now. I'll get distracted. And I ran into the room. And my speaker that was up there happened to be a Missouri native.
That you're friends with.
That I'm friends with. He recently retired. He was a 20-year bee researcher. And I'm looking around the room very quickly as I'm walking briskly up to the stage. And he's standing there on the side looking at me like this. And I just mouthed very quietly. I'm like, I'm sorry. And he's like, it's fine. At that point in time, I was 4 minutes late. I finally get up to the stage, still kind of a little bit panicked because I'm behind. And because I don't want to rob him of his time for his presentation, you know.
He's got good information.
He has good information. I briefly introduced him and I said, Jim, I apologize again. He said, don't worry about it. And then so he got to do his presentation, all was well, but I felt I felt like a bad host that day, if I'm being honest, but it was kind of entertaining. I guess you kind of had to be there, you know.
You gave him extra time in the end.
I did. I let him steal an extra 4 or 5 minutes, and but I had to cut him off.
Yeah.
So it all worked out well, I guess.
Well, where you got me is you have yourself in order not to forget things. Now I'm the total opposite. I'll forget everything, and thank goodness I got her to remind me of what I done forgot, kind of stuff. So it's a constant. I guess she's having to keep up with me and everything else too, instead of me keeping up with myself.
That's right.
And so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, DC, it was a good time, and I really had, I feel blessed to be able to do what it is that I get to do with the club and give back to the community. It really is a joy for me to do it. That's why I pour so much effort into trying to get it done. And I really wanted the people around me to have a great time and have the utmost experience. So hopefully everyone that came did to have just that.
It sounds like just people in the comments commenting on how much of a good time they had and being able to.
DC's just happy seeing the after effects of how excited Tom is.
It was fun. It really was fun.
Well, seeing everybody, kind of going back to where we was a second ago. We'll wrap it up in a few minutes, but kind of going back where somebody commented about, even though that you didn't have 3,000 people running through your show, you had, 300 there. You said y'all was able to get.
Yep. A little over 300, but yeah.
309, yeah.
But having that, you was able to have that little more time with one another instead of trying to bounce around and, holler at everybody as quick as you can. Then you're in a hurry to get somewhere else and this and that. You can actually take a minute to go, chit chat, chew the fat, whatever you want to do for a minute, then get on to the next event.
That's right. Yeah, I kind of enjoy those smaller settings like that, specifically for that reason, Tim. I can have those more intimate conversations with a smaller group of people. And I don't know, it's same thing with the speakers, like for instance, Bob Benny. I hate approaching Bob Benny when there's a line of people. As a matter of fact, I don't do it, but you want to just say, hey, hello, I appreciate what you do, things of that nature. And you want it to be meaningful. But when you have a line of 20 people, at some point in time, I'm sure he gets to be where he just has this, knee-jerk reaction of, yep, thank you. It's kind of blend into the crowd, but I think that's where a little smaller setting like that really shines a little bit better, where people they don't feel as pressured to be somewhere, or I don't know. Again, the settings feel a little bit more
intimate.
It's
not as overwhelming and overstimulating.
That's right. Exactly. Overstimulating. Yeah. So it's good. We enjoyed doing that. So hopefully people really got a lot out of it.
Man, it is really great to hear things went off without a hitch. Sounds like, besides you one little hiccup there with your cell phone, but hey,
just made for a good story.
one hiccup is pretty good odds. You know what I'm saying? So don't let Melissa drive on you, Tom.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother.
You know how many hiccups we have just to do a 2-hour live stream once a week?
A lot.
I'd be terrified of the kind of train wrecks we could concoct trying to do something.
Yeah.
Well,
wrong.
We say this over and over. Like, we have an amazing board we all work amazingly well together.
We do.
And everybody had their assigned job at the workshop. This person was in charge of this thing. This person was in charge of this thing. This person, so everything just went like a well-oiled machine, for the most part. You're going to have little things here and there, but that you can't control. But for the most part, we just all work really well together, and it just came together really, really nicely.
I'm not laughing at y'all. I'm just thinking, we worked really good together, like really good together. But God only knows what we can mix up.
That's
like
the beauty
give the
of
wrong instructions to the wrong people, and they'd be trying to do each other's jobs or something.
Yeah,
we can mess it up.
It just shows our different brain waves. Because you was thinking, we would probably mess this up and this and that. And I agree 100% with what she just said. Yeah,
Mhm.
that in. But seeing Mr. Dan Weaver's comment, I thought I was thinking to myself a little bit more. You know what? I'm gonna get
Hey.
Mr. We was talking about the screaming keychain.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We got something better now. We're gonna get him some of them Fisher Price keys that you give to the little entrance.
They go with the red and
Yeah.
yellow car.
Yeah. Them big old giant keys that was on the key ring that y'all used to have with the little baby.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's funny.
Mm.
But-
This has been a show.
Yeah. We going on 2:30. I know a lot of people's got work to do. We appreciate everybody riding it out this long with us. And
Yeah.
once again, Tom, Melissa, appreciate y'all dropping by and filling everybody in on that.
Thanks for letting us invade your chat.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Anytime. Y'all come on anytime.
Absolutely.
You know,
Appreciate that.
JW.
Kept us on track tonight.
I don't know about that, but I appreciate that.
A lot more on track than what we were.
I
Well,
feel like I derailed you a little bit, but
Not as bad as we was going.
Lord, no, we didn't make it to food, so that's the only portion we missed that. And
Oh, we did. We talked food and again.
oh, we did that. Yeah,
I don't remember what it was, but we talked about food.
It was the poo can
Yeah.
cookies.
that's JW.
The po' boy, the shrimp po'
Shrimp
boy.
po' boy.
We talked about
Okay.
that.
Okay.
We talked about real food.
Okay, not just poo can cookies.
Yeah.
He's something else.
Y'all, once again, thank you, everybody, and
Everybody.
we'll try it again.
Y'all be
next
sure and
time.
tune in next week.
Yeah. In between, though, we'll be seeing everybody in the other chats and all that.
All right, Matt, you left one out.
What he did.
He told him you was important. Now he says you was kind. You got one more, Matt. I don't know if he's going to admit that one, though. 'Cause the only one that's left is you was smart.
Yeah,
That's the only one left.
I do like that movie. That is a really good movie.
I love that movie. You know, I love that movie. There you go. Now we can end. He gave him all three.
JW.
Matt, don't push it too much. You're gonna get that kind of big head, okay?
JW says good night. He's done. He's out. He probably posted that and hung up.
He probably did.
He logged out after that one.
Yeah, that's he's something else.
The help, DC.
Yeah. I was going to type it in. I was afraid he wouldn't be able to understand what I was saying.
What's he say? The what?
Yeah.
I
There's too many things that could be misheard.
will admit, she talked me into watching that movie, and she got it, and I was thinking, oh,
He thought it was some kind of nonsense I was trying to torture him with. I'm trying to tell him, no, you're going to love this movie. I'm telling you.
and I did. It was actually pretty doggone funny, especially after she made that gal that old pie.
The chocolate pie.
I was like, she
Oh, yeah.
Chocolate pie. Yeah.
Never watched that movie, but I've seen the previews.
You've seen it. It's been a minute, but yeah, you've seen it.
It's
Right after it
great.
first came out.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
that's good.
So
Yeah.
now we can end it.
Okay.
Mr. JW got his trio.
Mm-hmm.
Well, God bless you. Lord willing, we'll see y'all next one. Y'all take care.
Y'all have a good week.
Night, everybody.
Good night.
Well, guess that's it for today. See you next time at Gunline Bees.